guys, welcome back to another Azure gaming video, and today's video is going to be a beginner's guide for Alchemy Stars. I'm going to cover all the basics for the game, what it is about, what is the gameplay, the units, team building, and others. Alright, let's go. So what is Alchemy Stars? Alchemy Stars is a revolutionary mobile strategy turn-based game presented by Tencent Games and Tour Dog Studios. So it puts a twist on the classic strategic RPG genre, like the turn-based RPGs. This involves tiles and lines. So Alchemy Stars is set in the world of Azure, a world engulfed in both light and dark. You take control of a young, scaleless tide, a supposed extinct race, so trapped underground with your Colossus. Colossus is a type of ship. Until the day you meet Vice, forever changing your world. So Azure is currently split between light and dark. Light is where the Aurorians live, and the 𝐿 live in the dark. The Aurorians and 𝐿 have been at war for ages. There are several groups and factions governing Azure, which all have different agendas and policies. As you explore the world more, the darker the truths that'll surface. Alright, so what is the user interface like? It has a clean and crisp UI, can be easily navigated, and almost everything can be accessed in the home screen. So on the left side of the screen, you have the usual account utility stuffs like the friend list, chatting, mail, announcements, settings, etc. The player profile can also be accessed via the player's icon at the bottom left corner of the screen. On the right side is where most of the gameplay related menus are located. The main story can be easily accessed here in just one tap, and it shows what's ongoing quest you're currently doing. Tapping on your ongoing quest will immediately send you where the quest is. At the bottom of the screen is where the collection menus are located. It contains the warehouse, also known as inventory, illustrations, formation teams, and your units. At the top right side are the 𝐼𝐄𝐿, the game currency, prisms as your stamina, and 𝐿𝐿 is your gacha currency. So you can also change your assistant and choose from the myriad of Aurorians that you currently have. Each has unique voice lines and interactions with the player depending on their affinity. You can also change the background as you want. Currently, there are only 3 backgrounds to choose from, namely Leisure, Aurora, and inside the Colossus. So is Alchemy Stars free-to-play friendly? So the beginner banner guarantees a 6-star in 21 pulls. The 6-star pull rate is at 2%, and the 5-star pull rate is at 9.5%. These are quite higher than most gachas. Most gachas have 1% or 0.5% for the rarest unit. There's also a pity system in the game. If you somewhat get until 50 without pulling a single 6-star, the rates for the 6-star will be increased. Starting from the 51st pull, the game will add a 2.5% chance to the base 2% 6-star rate. So by the 51st pull, you'll have 4.5 chance to get a 6-star. At this point on, the game will add 2.5 in every roll until you get 6-star. There is no information yet as to whether the pity chance gets carried over across banners. The game uses 2 currencies, Star Flare and 𝐿𝐿. 1 Star Flare is equal to 1 pull, and you can exchange 300 𝐿𝐿 for 1 Star Flare. 𝐿𝐿 is the easier currency to obtain between the two. Alright, so what types of units are there? The game has 4 elements as of now, namely water, fire, thunder, and wood. Water counters fire, fire counters wood, wood counters thunder, and thunder counters fire. Usually one unit only has 1 element, but there are a few who have 2. Water has the most balanced units in the game. Most of the story bosses are fire, so the early water units are very effective against them. Fire units are focused on doing damage. Most of them do AoE damage. Most of the fire units are damage healers, so they have a lack of healers in their team. Wood units are specialists. Most of them are converters or painters. They change the color of the tiles. They can be challenging to play with because of their complex mechanics, but they're also fun to play. The poison mechanic belongs to the wood units. Thunder units are very flexible in their roles. They don't really excel at anything, but they can do everything. So most thunder units have long range capabilities. What are the unit roles? So DPS units are divided into two categories, snipers and detonators. Snipers excel at single target damage, while detonators are masters of dealing area damage. Converters or painters can change the colors of the tiles, so your other units can benefit from it. Supports are buffers, healers, and barrier generating units. They are a must-have in any team to keep your team intact. Healers are also very important for completing HP missions, for staying above a certain percentage of HP. Most teams will have a converter, a healer, a damage healer, and 2 free slots to play around with. So you can either add another converter or another damage healer or a utility unit. It is recommended to build a mono element team for maximum synergy, like mono lightning or mono fire, so everyone can benefit from the converter that you choose. Alright, so what types of skill can we use? So chaining skills. These skills are activated automatically when a unit steps on the same colored tiles. Chaining a number of tiles or stepping on them increases the damage and activates the skills. There are certain skills that activate at certain amount of tiles, so it depends on the unit. Active skills. These skills have to be manually activated. So these skills usually have cooldowns, so you can't spam them. Most likely 2-turn cooldown or 3-turn cooldown. Some of them can be used even before the battle starts, so those are called preemptive active skills. Passive skills. These skills are obtained when fusing a dupe of a unit or to awaken them with a dupe. They have various effects like increasing damage and multipliers, but they're not a must-have. But if you do pull a dupe of a unit, you can make use of them by awakening them. Alright, so are dupes important in this game? Dupes of a unit are nice to have since they provide different upgrades for the units, but they aren't essential. So what is the gameplay like? Alchemy Stars is a unique gameplay mechanic. You place a unit on a multicolored board, and the type and the size of the board depends on the stage. Each tile on the board corresponds to fire, wood, water, and lightning. You can only connect or chain together the same colored tiles. Only the unit of the same color as the tiles can move through them. The leader, on the other hand, can move freely regardless of what color the tile is. Each stage has a limited number of rounds with which you have to complete it. Once the number of turns runs out, it is game over. So if you manage to connect 15 or more tiles, you go into Aurora time. It is essentially a free turn to heal, reposition, and to prepare for the next turn. Every unit is unique, and the fun comes from strategies and synergies you can come up with. Alright guys, so these are the basics of the game. Hope this was helpful. I'm gonna cover next videos will be about the units, which unit to pull for or aim for, which are the best units among the rarity classes or the elements. So I'm going to cover those in future videos. So if you found this useful, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the like button and the notification bell to get notified when I upload new Alchemy Stars content to the channel. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye.